Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Universal Battles. I'm your host Orange Sheepit. So we have two powerful beings between Asriel dreemurr and Pennywise. Asriel dreemurr is the biological child of Toriel and Asriel and the adoptive brother of Chara. He serves as the final boss of the true pacifist route. Before his death, Asriel was a docile, unadventurous, and loving child. He cared for the first human as a sibling, and he trusted them when they came up with a plan to escape the underground that involved them consuming buttercups. After Alphys resurrects Asriel without a soul as Flowey, he becomes incapable of feeling love. This makes him bored and resentful. After temporarily regaining his compassion, he apologizes for his actions to Frisk and realizes the gravity of his actions as a flower. Much like his father, he speaks using Southern slang. Powers and stats key. Young Asriel, god of hyper-death, angel of death tier, 10 below 2C name, Asriel dreemurr age, unknown preteen at his time of death, but his current age is unknown height, unknown weight, unknown gender, male origin, Undertale classification, anthropomorphic goat, the absolute god of hyperdeath, prince of the underground, boss monster powers and abilities, Caprine physiology superhuman physical characteristics, Caprine and deity physiology, God mode, imbued godhood, legendary form, monster soul, flight. Time travel viaduct determination, weapon summoning can summon swords, timeline creation and destruction stated once he removed Frisk, he'd have the power to manipulate the timeline, universe destruction, star creation, black hole creation, absolute invulnerability, culmination, transformation, fire manipulation and generation. Magic embodies all of the monsters, who are stated to be made of magic. Immortality types 4. Danmaku, one of his attacks use multiple bullets. Absorption absorbs the entire underground. Soul manipulation. All monsters initiate in battles against Frisk in their soul form. Multiple souls viaduct consuming the 6 human souls and all monster souls. Fourth wall awareness. Multicolored lightning manipulation. Rainbow attacks. Chaos magic. Blade construction viaduct chaos sabers, rock magic viaduct star blazing and galacta blazing, stellar attacks viaduct star blazing, space-time absorption and temple devouring via hypergoner attack potency. Average human level is a child universe plus level destroyed the timeline low multiversal plus level claimed he was only using a fraction of his power when threatening to purge the timeline, thus meaning he is likely far higher. Stated that the world was ending in this form speed, average human immeasurable could move in a timeless void. Superior to Photoshop Flowey, who could move between timelines immeasurable faster than before lifting strength, average human unknown striking strength, average human class universal plus low multiversal plus durability, average human level universe plus level low multiversal plus level stamina. Unknown limitless range, standard melee range universal plus low multiversal plus intelligence. Genius is incredibly clever, being able to manipulate many of the game's characters into doing exactly what he wants via save function, due to living out almost every possible outcome and knowing exactly what certain individuals will do. Weaknesses, none notable. A kind soul with enough determination can reach out and make him remember who he once was. Other standard equipment, unknown. Notable attacks techniques, fire magic, able to calls down a rain of fireballs in a manner reminiscent of his mother, Toriel. Chaos Buster, can summons a weapon which fires a hail of bullets in either 3 or 4 rows at a time. He concludes the attack by firing an enormous, multicolored laser which annihilates anything in its path. Chaos Blaster, an upgraded Chaos Buster. On top of being faster and more difficult to avoid, a spiraling cluster of stars bursts from the gun when the final laser is fired. Chaos Saber, can summons 2 enormous blades, using them to slice across the battlefield before finishing with a group of deadly sparks. Chaos Slicer, an upgraded Chaos Saber. Far faster and stronger than its previous incarnation. Shocker Breaker, can calls down bolts of transdimensional lightning to scour the area. Shocker Breaker Second, a faster, stronger Shocker Breaker which covers more ground and is more difficult to avoid. Star Blazing, can drops a hail of colossal stars onto his foe, which explode into even more stars, scattering in all directions. he finishes the attack with the largest star of all, which splits into a dense ring of stars and spirals out in all directions. Galacta Blazing, an upgraded star blazing. He can drop even more stars than in his previous attack. Hyper Gunner, the strongest attack he uses while still only toying with Frisk. Asriel transforms into an enormous, frightening goat skull before devouring the entire timeline. Angel of Death, a technique that automatically occurs upon he using his true power. His opponent becomes unable to move, attack, use items or do anything except struggle, losing all power and ability to fight back as Asriel tears them apart without any chance of resistance. Now time to talk about Pennywise. It is an extra-dimensional being born from the Macroverse. It arrived on Earth during prehistory as a massive, cataclysmic meteor-esque impact, settling in the area that would become Derry, Maine. There, it arises every 27 years to prey on anything nearby, causing a cycle of extreme violence every 3 decades. Powers and stats tier varies from 9B to at least high 7A, likely higher when a name, it, the Spider, the Deadlights, Pennywise the Dancing Clown, Robert Gray origin, it gender, inapplicable, but appears male in his avatar's age, immeasurable exists beyond time and space classification, ancient demonic entity, likely a demon elemental powers and abilities, superhuman physical characteristics, reality warping, immortality types 1, 3 and 9, regeneration low-high. Shape-shifting, invisibility, illusion creation, teleportation, telepathy, mind manipulation, spatial manipulation, biological manipulation and disease manipulation. Stated that it could point at victims and grant them diseases, as well as make a person's tongue run with pus in the same manner. Blood manipulation, possession, weather manipulation, technology manipulation. Can turn on lights and switch on devices such as televisions without being in the same room as them. Far superior to other psychics who are capable of tricking video surveillance devices, causing highly advanced computer technology to critically fail, and fooling telemetry specifically designed to monitor and detect any and all psychic output. Madness manipulation type 3. Can show a victim its true form in the deadlights by making eye contact. Acausality type 4. Perception manipulation can make itself perceived differently by different people at the same time. Immersion appeared inside of a television, holding the severed head of a TV actor. Same as before but on a greatly enhanced scale. Regeneration high godly, incorporeality, beyond dimensional existence type 2, large size type 11, transduality, madness manipulation type 3. A single glance at its true form drives victims so insane that they suffer an instantaneous death. One particular victim experienced such an extreme reaction that spurts of blood discharged from his brain when he died. Absorption can make things permanently part of the deadlights. Soul manipulation keeps the souls of all it has killed in the deadlights. Pulled Bill's mind and soul out of the universe and dragged it towards its true form. Attack potency varies from what level. All of its weakest avatars are at the very least capable of ripping humans apart to at least large mountain level plus. Upon its death, the avatar most closely resembling its true form caused an earthquake of at least this magnitude, likely higher. Said earthquake was far superior to the strongest earthquake in recorded history, which various studies have placed at 9.4 to 9.6 on the moment magnitude scale. Outerverse level exists outside of the Dark Tower in a void beyond that which Maturin resides in. Maturin himself exists in a void which lacks physicality, direction and predates both the concept of time and the multiverse's existence as a whole. Speed, subsonic as fast as a bullet train. Irrelevant, likely omnipresent within the deadlights. Lifting strength, superhuman. Irrelevant striking strength, varies from wall class to at least large mountain class plus, likely higher. Outerversal durability, varies from wall level to at least large mountain level plus, likely higher. Regeneration makes it difficult to kill. It's implied to have survived its death during the events of the novel at the end, and in further Stephen King works. Outerverse level stamina, unknown. Irrelevant range, standard melee range. Tens of kilometers with reality warping. Irrelevant standard equipment, none. Intelligence, very high. Weaknesses, it underestimates and scorns humanity, considering them weak and toying with them. It makes mistakes and does illogical things fairly regularly. It is sensitive to psychic energy, so collective belief and courage can overcome it. When it transforms into a shape, it must comply with the laws of that shape. It goes into hibernation for 26-27 years between cycles, and during that time, it is vulnerable to attack. Notable attacks techniques: shapeshifting. It can shapeshift, taking the form of anything it pleases, often basing its form off of the worst fears of its prey, such as swarms of flying leeches, but it can potentially become anything it wants to, within reason. However, when it shapeshifts into a new form, it is still bound by the laws and restrictions of that form. Between shapeshifting, it appears as an amorphous orange goo. Invisibility. It is only visible to its prey and those that it has hunted in the past. Otherwise, it cannot be detected by normal means, nor can its illusions. Illusions. It can create realistic illusions capable of harming others, such as simple balloons, moving photographs, gushing blood, adding color to photographs, sounds and sensations, and human organs. Key: manifestation in very true form. Note, not to be confused with the movie version and should be treated as different characters. Okay, so now let's begin with our fight. This place will take on Earth and there is no prep time. Let the battle begin. And our winner is Asriel dreemurr. Before we discuss why, I wanna give a huge special thanks to Hami J. YT for animating the series. Okay, now why Asriel wins? It's because he is more faster and more powerful and more durable than Pennywise. Yes, Pennywise has hallucination, but Asriel dreemurr can turn into a hyperdeath and blast him off, so the winner is Asriel dreemurr.